Good morning. Happy Tea Tuesday, everyone. It's been a minute since I've done a front-facing video, so typical work at home attire, uh, good old pajamas, granny sweater. I did not brush my hair. No shame in my game. It's a little dark in my office craft room. Sun is out, but it's not really helping inside the room. So, Tea Tuesday, I wanted to jump on, take advantage of a open collab hosted by Kathy's Favorite Things and her bestie, Bonnie's Corner. Lord, I hope I said that right. It's been so long. And that's what we're going to talk about today, you guys. We are going to talk about my hiatus. And if you are friends with me on Facebook, you kind of know what has been happening the past couple of months. So after my birthday challenge, I wanted to take a break. I knew that for recent health discoveries that it was just in my best interest to take a break. And that was from social media, a good bit. That was from certainly Happy Meal swaps. Ended up, as I was placed on new medication, it ended up that I had no desire to craft at all. So that certainly wasn't my intent. That is what happened, though. I lost all desire to even be in the craft room. Bella's in the background trying to make noise. She's about to get kicked out of the room. But yeah, I had lost all desire to speak to any of my friends. You know, was I depressed? Yeah, absolutely. I was depressed, and I went to my doctor finally and got put on those new medications, which now, they're in my system and have been for a couple of months, and it's doing very well. So I do have my motivation back. This medication has decreased cravings, so I have been able to quit smoking. I have been able to lose a little bit of weight. So things, as time progressed, they really started health-wise to get better for me, which is a great thing. I needed to get that in check before I could continue to devote any time to other people. YouTube had become a very, very much a full-time job, and I was trying to balance my own full-time job, our home business, and things with my job. As I had explained before my hiatus, they were not and still are not great. So I was extremely stressed out, and that's what led me to go to the doctor in the first place, to address, my anxiety and depression that had gone off the rails. But so with that said, during our break, my aunt passed away on a couple days before Christmas. Bella, don't start. So my aunt passed away a couple days before Christmas. They held off on doing any services until after the holiday. So we went to my sister's house on Christmas Day. Then that Sunday, that Sunday was her visitation in the South. You have, I'm sure it's this way everywhere else, but you have a couple days of visitation, and then you have the service, and then you have the graveside service. They cut it down to one day. So we had visitation, and then the following day was the funeral. Well, come to find out, my brother-in-law, who had been around his sister on Christmas Eve, tested positive for COVID. I had been with him, our whole family had been with him on Christmas Day, We had all been together at the funeral home that following day, and he did not have his results then. It was that evening. No, it was the next morning we got a positive result from him because they both work at the same place, so they had to get tested so they could go back to work. Anyway, turns out he tested positive. We had all been around each other, like I said. My mother rode with us in our truck to the funeral because my stepdad couldn't get off work. So, everybody started getting sick. The day of my aunt's funeral, my husband's old boss of 20 plus years passed away. So there was another funeral. He was not feeling bad, so he went to that funeral also. I woke up sick as a dog, out of the blue, like a truck. It hit me. I did not bother and go get tested. I knew what it was. I knew I had all of the symptoms, yada, yada, yada. It was not worth it to me to go and get tested. Treated it as if it were the C word, and my symptoms were much more mild than Mickey's. Mickey got incredibly sick. Mickey got so sick that I wanted to take him to the hospital twice. He had the full-on vomiting, headache, so bad that he couldn't stand up. He was dehydrated. He couldn't even keep medicine down to help control the fever. So he was a lot worse. We literally my son got sick for 2 days, and he was completely fine. So once he was symptom free and feeling better, he left and stayed out of the house for nearly 2 weeks, which was fine with us. We pulled the air mattress into the living room because at the time we didn't have a TV in our bedroom, but pulled that into the living room, and that's where we lived. Barely eating. Like, I really don't, friends kept saying, oh, we'll do a porch pickup, we'll do this, we'll do that, and I'm like, no, I'm okay. We don't have appetites. Like, looking back, I don't know how we survived. I did do a couple of Uber Eats orders when we did have appetites. I still haven't fully regained my taste or smell. Mickey's is fine, but he is still having residual sinus issues that he did not have before. So we're well. My mother's symptoms were completely different. Yeah, it's just that took a good 2.5 weeks for us to fully recover from. So I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but now we're recovered. Right before then, I started doing Uber Eats in the evening. It's really slow right now for our paint business because it's wintertime. Nobody's really, with the holidays and everything, and the Omicron, people just aren't spending a lot of money in my area for the big paint jobs. So I still have bills, and I really like money. So I started doing Uber Eats in the evenings when I get off work. Super fun, actually. I do take my son with me because I'm going out at night. For safety reasons, I take him with me, and we split the money. So that keeps a little bit of pocket change in his money while it's slow at work, and it gives me some extra money to help pad the bills or the groceries or whatever we need at that moment. And it's been a big help. So far it's working out good. So if I don't answer you, Leslie, when you call, it's usually because I am out Ubering. On my lunch breaks, I make sure I have my laundry done, my dishes done, and then that way when I get home, I can, eat dinner and just do what I need to do. So that also leaves me very little time to craft. So I get in here when I can. It's actually okay though. Like, I'm not stressed about anything. I'm not stressed about deadlines. Um, I decided I would just craft along to some collabs that I didn't meet the, meet the deadlines for. Um, I wanted to get back into mixed media heavily, so I've really focused on that and cleaning out the craft room and reorganizing and getting myself in a space where um, I had more room to spread out. So that has been great. My primary work situation is not great. Um, it's still really, really bad, and I can't even begin to talk about it until I am not employed here anymore. So, if that gives anyone any indication as to what has gone on, I am looking for another job. I am waiting on uh, my AR manager left. If that gives you any idea, my AR manager left. Her last day was Friday, and she's been blessed with a new opportunity, a wonderful opportunity, something that this company would never have offered. So I could never be upset with her for leaving, although I don't want to work for anyone else but her. So we are trying to work together again. Hopefully, she will be able to bring me on to the new company with her. I am ready at the drop of a hat to go. Uh, yeah, yeah, it's that bad, and I'll go into more detail later on when I'm not working for this company, like I said. But if you guys could give me some good vibes, I'm going to bug her every day, every week until I am employed with her again. So just send me some good vibes that all goes smoothly and that it happens quickly, because there are not too many more days that I can just be in tears from anger or frustration and have to walk away. That's not healthy. I know that that's not healthy, and it's counterproductive for me to be working in an environment like this. So, again, we'll go through that later, but that is everything that kind of happened. And, um, my reasoning for taking a break, I really needed to just reevaluate things. One big thing for me, and one thing, if I can give this advice to anybody else and it actually be helpful, is, I got wrapped up in swaps, really big swaps, and my own collab included. For Halloween, I ended up sending that out late. I sent out Susan's swap late. I would get myself into this, oh, I only want to do one swap a month. And, some of you guys swapped with me for those swaps. And the beginning of those went fine and they went out on time. The others, I still have a swap for P here that I've never sent out, um, because I get myself so bogged down, and I know that I shouldn't, and then it just happens. And then we've got timelines, and I don't work well under pressure and timelines. And I don't know what the happy medium is with swapping and Happy Mail, and not having timelines, or what the perfect agreement could possibly be. So I'm not sure that I'll return to actual swaps with people. I certainly have enough supplies to, but I am still, not having a lot of time to dedicate to the craft room. I don't want to make commitments, and I don't want to continue to be that person in the swap world who can't get a swap out on time. I don't like being that person. I've still got Lena's incoming Halloween swap right here next to me that I need to unbox for you guys, because I never did that either, even though I promised her I would. Um, by then, things were kind of falling apart even worse, so I wasn't even thinking about turning the camera on, and that's just the way it was. So it's certainly not been my intent to ghost people or not speak to people. If I didn't speak to you during that time, it was because it was a really, really low point. Um, and Susan can tell you the same. We went from talking every single day to not talking for a couple of weeks. Um, Same with Pat, and I should not have done that. I know this, but that was just, part of my process. and I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to be a better friend. I am trying to be more I don't know the word. I'm trying to communicate more. I have always had a communication issue with my friends, and that's probably why I don't have any friends here in my town locally, because I just, this is the first time too that I have been on medication and it's actually helped. So I'm hoping that continues to get better too. Who knows? But yeah, I'm not trying to make this video for any excuses. I just wanted to let everyone know who's not friends with me on Facebook that, this is what's been going on, and I'm not above admitting that I was having issues. I am certainly not above that at all. It's completely healthy to talk about that, and I firmly believe it. So I wanted to let everybody know. I have some new subscribers, and I don't know how you guys jumped on in my absence, but I appreciate you nonetheless. And I know I've been in a couple of collabs so far, and I've seen new people, so that's exciting to me, and I want to keep that momentum going. So you guys, thanks for listening. Sorry this was a little bit longer, but I had a lot to cover. And y'all know I love talking on camera, so I'm going to get back to work. It's almost time for me to switch gears in my normal day-to-day job micromanagement protocol. So, yeah, I hope everybody has a great day. I will be out this evening. Today is Tuesday. Last night Uber was a bust. We got one order in the 2.5 hours we were out, and we took that order by accident. So maybe one day we'll talk about how Uber is if you guys don't understand how it works and what kind of things you can encounter. That might be a fun topic or something like that. But anyway, everybody have a great Tuesday. I will see you guys in the next video. Much love.